Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to this particular installment of our how-to video series. And today I'm with Perry Green, as well as several of our other staff here at Pegasus, and Perry is going to be answering some questions for us. So Perry, let's start by telling us what you do at Pegasus and how many years have you been here?
Sure. So I'm a T2 technician here, account tech, and I've been here for about 1.5 years.
All right, thank you very much. Well, in a previous video, we talked about different ways to access files with Microsoft Teams. But today I'd like to talk about how to use Teams meetings with video and audio. At the start of the pandemic lockdowns, many organizations subscribed to Zoom, but Teams is freely available to Microsoft 365 subscribers and has added many features over the last few years. So this could save you some time and money. Perry, could you tell us about some of the different views you can see and how you toggle between them?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two views that you have. There's the gallery option and the together option. And what the together mode does is it takes AI and puts all the users in a single setting. So it takes all the cameras and combines them in a conference room or a classroom setting. And it's pretty cool. If I can share my screen here, I can demonstrate it for you.
Please do.
All right. Is that coming through all right?
I don't see it yet. Oh, there it goes.
Perfect. So right now we're in the gallery view. Gallery view will do a 2x2 or 3x3 grid, so you can have up to 9 users. And then in large gallery view, you can have up to 49, and it's a 7x7 grid.
All right. That sounds good. And sometimes people like to stay off video. I should say, before I ask that, are there any other views you could demonstrate, or is this the view that looks that you typically use in larger meetings like this?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and I'll switch over to together mode so we can see what that looks like. And so you can see with everyone with the camera on, it combines everybody into a conference room setting. It's pretty cool.
That's a unique view, that's for sure.
And then switching back to large gallery, we'll see if we can. And that's kind of what large gallery looks like. Gives you a bit of a bigger grid. You can pack more users on the screen.
All right, very interesting. Thank you for showing that. Now, a lot of people tend not to use videos when they're in a team meeting like this. So, in a case like that, it just sort of shows a profile picture of the person instead of the live video. But sometimes people don't know how to change their profile picture. So, can you show us how to do that?
Yeah, certainly. So on your Teams desktop client, if you hit your profile picture in the top right, and then you just mouse over the picture and you'll get a camera overlay. You can left click that and you can upload a picture of your choosing. And just like that, that's how you change your profile picture. And that's across all of your Microsoft 365 apps. So if you change it in Teams, it changes everywhere.
Got it. Understood. And the other big thing that people always want to know is how do you change your background in Microsoft Teams?
Sure. Let me switch over to my other screen. So and you go to show background effects. On the right side, it'll open up a panel and you can do the blur feature, which people are probably familiar with. We can preview that here.
It's thinking about it a while, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is true.
There we go. Okay.
And you can change that to a bunch of things. So you get the blur going on, you can see the background's blurred. And then if we change over, you can do a bunch of different settings in here. And it's pretty cool. So
All right.
I guess we can go to Minecraft.
Very good. Another question that people often ask is how do you basically make your face look a little bit more camera ready? I know that Zoom has an option where it's a slider and you can use it to touch up your appearance. Does Teams have a similar feature?
It does. It's called soft focus in Teams. If you hit the same three dots again, you go to show device settings. It's not in here on the web version.
So you have to use the desktop version to see it. It's not available in the web version. Well, we can see it's pretty easy to switch back and forth between the web version and the desktop version if you have the desktop version of Teams installed.
Right. And let's see here. We're going to get some Inception going on. Let me share my other screen just a second.
Now people want to know how we create effects like that. That was pretty different.
Okay, there we go. We should be good. And then, so again, hit the three dotted lines, device settings. And then down at the bottom here is the toggle for soft focus.
Okay. That makes sense. And since you're showing us so much with screen sharing, I think a lot of people want to know, how do you share your screen in the first place? Could you explicitly walk us through that?
Yeah, sure thing. So if you hit the share content button in the top right next to the leave option, and you have the choice to share either your entire monitor or individual windows or applications. So if you just want to share the Teams content, then you can share the Teams window. I have 3 screens here, so I can select screen 1, 2, or 3 to share. And then you can also do content from your camera as well.
Okay. Very good. The other thing that was added to Teams in the last few years that I think people are curious to learn about is the whiteboard feature. Could you show us what that is and how to use it?
Yeah, sure thing. So you go up and you hit that same share button. And then right underneath the windows that you can share, there's the Microsoft Whiteboard setting. And I'll pull that up now. And the whiteboard's pretty cool. It does pretty much exactly what you expect. It's open to the entire meeting, and you can draw, add text, and you can do some basic shapes and stuff like that. But it's really a useful way to, get some ideas down or break out into workshops or whatever. And it's pretty neat.
Another feature that's popular in Teams is breakout rooms. So before we get to that, I see that Dean has raised his hand. Dean, do you have a question or a comment you'd like to add?
I do have a question. Does the whiteboard feature require a separate install component, or is that built into the Teams?
Yeah, it's actually built into Teams.
Okay.
Very good. Good question, Dean. Thank you.
And I will lower my hand.
All right. So breakout rooms. We have enough people on this call that we should be able to demonstrate breakout rooms. Can you show us how to do a breakout room?
Definitely.
And I should ask too as well, does Microsoft Teams call it a breakout room, or do they call it something else?
So yeah, they are breakout rooms. Oh, let me see if I can get this up again. So once you're in here, you hit the breakout rooms tab right next to the plus sign. And you have two options here. You can do automatic or manual, where automatic will automatically split people up into the amount of rooms, and manual, you can choose which people go into which room. So we'll demo 3 here, and we'll go ahead and create the room. And now we have 3 rooms, and with it looks like 5 people each. And what you want to do from here is hit open rooms.
I see the countdown is now on.
And then when we're done from here, we can go ahead and close out the rooms.
And it looks like we're all coming back. Looks like we're all coming back into the main room now. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. So what you do once the rooms are opened up, you have this menu here on the side, and you can close the rooms to bring everyone back to the main meeting.
Okay. Very good. And who can control the breakout rooms? Is that the person who starts the meeting, or how does that work? Can anybody create breakout rooms?
So it is the presenter only. So the organizer of the meeting is the one that makes the breakout rooms.
Okay. Very good. That's interesting. A lot of people, when they're using Teams, they may not be using it in front of their computer. You were demonstrating the web-based app earlier, but if someone uses the cell phone app or something like that, or they're using their cell phone period, and maybe they don't want to use data, is there a way that they can call into a Teams meeting via a telephone call instead of using their cell phone data?
Right. Yeah. So it does require a separate license. So if anyone's interested in getting this set up, just go ahead and give us a call and we can get it set up. But I'll go ahead and show you how it works. Our meeting here. In the meeting description, it'll have a call-in number, and that's this here. And if we were to call this number, we can go ahead and get into the meeting via cell phone. And there's also a call out feature, and I'll demonstrate that as well. So if you hit the 3 dots in the top right, you go to call me. And you can enter in your phone number. And I'll show you here, but that's coming through. And then if I were to answer this, I'd be in the meeting.
Cool stuff. All right. Well, Perry, thank you very much for helping to demonstrate all these new features that have been introduced into Microsoft Teams over the last few years. And I think that gives everyone who's watching this video a much better idea of the capabilities that they have. And most people may not even be aware they have a license for Microsoft Teams, but if they have Microsoft 365, they have a license for Microsoft Teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you, Perry, and thank you to the rest of the Pegasus team for letting me ask lots of obnoxious questions today.
Thanks, guys.